Alright boys, the last video for today is a Kago video. This one is the best TBC preparation plans for right now. Hopefully I can catch some tips here as well so we can find out what we should be doing in the TBC pre-patch, even though my calendar is pretty much stacked right now, man. If I'm leveling up a Draenei Hunter as well, yeah, I'll be busy until TBC comes out, dude. It's gonna be insane. We have about 2.5 weeks, right? Yeah, pretty much exactly 2.5 weeks.
Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody.
Once again, I said I hope I was going to be in the bottom left here. It's not happening. Top left we go.
Today I wanted to take the time to talk about all the things you can do right now in pre-patch to prepare for TBC. You know, a lot of people are doing PvP, a lot of people are questing, a lot of people are even still leveling up. So I just want to compile a list of just all the stuff I'm doing in pre-patch, so maybe it'll help you. Now, before we get into the video, I found this really cool map here in the middle of the Horde PvP office area. I find it funny that they have just the original 6 cities. Like, we have Thunderbluff, Orgrimmar, Teldrassil, the Night Elf one. Then we have Undercity, Stormwind, and Ironforge. But, like, we have a Blood Elf here, this Counselor Ariel, but we don't have Silvermoon marked and the Draenei Island, so it's just something really random and funny. Quite odd, because this table was here, but it didn't have this map on it, so just, you know, funny little things that I find so cool about this game, even 20 years later. But anyway, the very first one, and why we are here, is to acquire PvP gear. So I have fully almost completed my Druid. I do have a few upgrades to still get. I need to get the level 60 for Stalker Bracers, but other than that, my Druid is fully geared. We have the full Warlord General set, and we have even like the Death Guard cape, this 4 Stalker Bracers. I would get a neck and a belt, but I've seen those pieces drop earlier in TBC, so we'll talk about that. But I pretty much have all the PvP gear I need. I even got my Don Julios, so I am good and geared. I could get the Arathi Basin belt that is slightly better than what I have, but it doesn't really matter too much. I'm not too worried about that. But anyway, it took me about 35 hours of doing various battlegrounds. I did some Forerunners. I mainly did the daily, and then I would do the other battlegrounds for, so like if the daily was Warsong Gulch, so winning Warsong Gulch, it'll give you 5 marks plus the 3 for winning, so that's 8 marks. Like I would go and play 2, 3, 4, 8 Arathi Basins to get the marks to turn in for Great Honor, because that was really good honor, especially if you're winning them. And then it took, like I said, 35 hours, but I did win a lot, and I'd queue with 5 people max for them, and do my cheese in Arathi, or in Altric Valley, which I have shared with you guys a lot, calling it the Kago special, if you will. But I think my honor rates might be a little higher than most. I think if you're just doing AV, it might be like 40 to 45 hours to get the full set, but it is definitely worth it. This gear is insane. You'll use it all the way up until like 66, 68. And an important thing to note is you could even, like, the 6 set you see here is the blue 2 set, so like the 40 attack power. This is way more prevalent for casters here, but like if I get this gear, the 40 attack power is my 2 set. So this could be something that casters might want to take into account. You know, maybe get pants or chest, or you could go with the really crappy pieces of like boots and gloves, because gloves have a unique effect, just to keep your 2 set bonus and get some good attack power out of it when you do find some really awesome TBC gear. So just something to keep in mind. The next thing I want to talk about is pre-questing.
So tip number 1, get PvP gear. Do various battlegrounds and try to do the daily when you can. I will say, if you have a boosty character, by the way, if you're getting a level 58 boost, you should probably try to do some Arathi Basins and Warsong Gulch before you get to level 60. At level 60, those 2 battlegrounds are dominated by rank 14 premades. If you can get anything done before level 60, that is what you should focus on. Just to get, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 marks of each, and you're good to go. I don't even need that many, by the way. You can get way less and be good, but like, the more marks you farm, the better, right? Especially if you're going to be planning on handing in the Concerned Efforts quest, which, by the way, in case somebody hasn't found out yet, you can do with the 3 battlegrounds we have right now. In the quest text, it says you need to do Eye of the Storm. You don't. You just have to hand in the 3 marks, like, Warzone Gulch, Rothy Basin, Alterac Valley, you hand those in, you either get experience and honor, or only honor. Like, if you're level 60, obviously only honor, but if you're leveling, you get honor points and experience as well. You do get slightly less honor points, but you do get experience at least. And doing the daily, at level 58 or 59, you get basically the same honor as level 60, by the way. So for doing the daily, there's no point in rushing to level 60, stay at 58, level to 59, get some gear, and do your Warzone Gulch and Rothy Basin. Lovely.
Regardless of what your character is, how sweaty you want to go, you have 25 quests, and you're probably never going to do these classic quests or come back to them again. So just fill this quest log up, plan for success, and get them done. My plan that I have concocted right now is I'm going to start in Silithus. I'm going to get a lot of these Silithus ones done, whether some of them might be the raid quest with gear to turn in, some might be whatever. I haven't really gotten that far. We'll have the ones that can stay in my bag and not take up a quest there, and then we'll get quests. So I'm going to go from Silithus, then I'm going to go to Org and turn in any Org quests I have here, like Princess Be Saved, Earnest Proposition, something like Rind Blackhand, the head from Rind. I'm not going to do Oni Attunement, or I would do Oni Head. I'm going to try to do BWL and maybe get an F Head, maybe get a Hakar Heart as well. Just anything that can be turned into Org, I'm going to try to do those quests. I'm actually going to save my cloth quests until I'm 69 to turn in. A lot of people use those for pre
69? Damn, dude. First of all, nice, but also, yeah, saving those until that level. Damn. I think a lot of people are doing that as they're pre-questing. So you basically just hand them in while, like, during the pre-questing route at level 60, right?
quests, but they do scale with levels, so I'm going to save those for when I'm 69, come back here and get an easier 69 to 70, because that is a lot more XP.
Okay. So I don't know if he knows this. Like, they scale, they stay with your level, but they give the same experience still. Like, if you look at the experience they give, they're not gonna give you more at 69 than they give right now. It says that the quest is level 69. It will still give you experience, basically, at 69. But the experience is flat. The reason why it gives more now in the pre-patch than in Classic WoW, for example, so you might be tricked into thinking it scales based on your level, is that quests give you more experience in the TBC pre-patch than they did in Classic WoW. And I mean, you can try to do this right now. Copy over a character to the TBC PTR, if you can copy, or go out and farm cloth and do those hand-ins at level 60 or 61 and see how much more experience you get. I am pretty confident. Like, I would say there's always a chance I'm wrong, in which case clown at me, laugh at me, call me Clownheim, it's whatever. I'm 95% confident they don't give you more experience based on your level. It's just they keep giving you experience with your level all the time, but the experience value doesn't scale.
And then we will keep going with that. But yeah, there are a lot of quests you can do in your cities. Then from Org, I'm boarding the Zepp to go to Grumgall, turn in all of these quests with the gear, collection of heads, bijoux, all of those. That's like 5 quests, and Heart of Hakar. So a bunch of quests right there to turn in. And then I'm going to go up here to EPL at the Bulwark, turn in a lot of these Skolo quests and things. The Key to Skolomance is also there if you want to do a few more elite quests. I actually did those while leveling by mistake. And then I'm going to finish at Lights Hope Chapel, turn in all these quests, and, you know, we'll be close to 61 from that. I haven't mathed it out entirely, but I estimate that'll take like 10 to 20 minutes. I'll utilize summons, portals, etc. I'm not going to go the whole way, but that's just something like my pre-quest plan will look like. You could do all the quests at Lights Hope Chapel if you wanted, get them all there and do them all. There's a lot that you can do with dungeons, with strats.
That's what I'm doing, by the way. On my pre-questing, I'm doing Strat and Skolo, where I have already done Strat and Skolo, and I'll be handing those quests in this location.
Solo stuff like that, but I would highly recommend. It's just free XP sitting there, and if you're bored, you have nothing to do, you've grinded all your gear out, there's no reason not to get out there and tackle a lot of these quests. I think it'll be very, very beneficial for you and help you get a lot with that. Then the next thing is going to be level your professions, no matter what you're doing them. So like, this is my druid, and I like to gather on.
Hey, yo, that's what I'm doing right now in the background, by the way. We're mining, or smelting, I should say.
druids, so I go with mining and herbalism. As you can see, my herbalism is done, but my mining could use a little work. Going into TBC with max professions just makes your life a whole lot easier. Regardless of what professions you pick, you should do your best to level them and make sure that they are at high levels, so you don't have to go back to the old world and farm when you're trying to do TBC content. You're in TBC and you're trying to grind all of TBC. That can be very tedious, very annoying, and save yourself some time. You can even pre-plan if you have some crafting professions and get old world mats. Like, you can use level 300 mats, and that can get you to 315 before you even have to get that last 75 levels into Outland. So just something to keep in mind. Definitely look it up. There are really, really good WoW profession guides from 2021 when people went there last time as well. Then the next thing I want to talk about is have a leveling plan. So a leveling plan can consist of whatever you want to do to level from 60 to 70, whether it's questing, PvP, dungeons, whatever it is. Get a group, make sure you guys have similar goals, mindsets, expectations. If you want to sweat, if you want to spend all 24 hours from launch grinding your heart's desire, you're taking off work, going crazy with it, make that your plan and do that. If you're a casual group of dads, that can log in from 6.
Yo, Cintrix, thank you for the host over here on Kick, by the way. I appreciate it a lot, man. Thank you.
6 to midnight or
I hope your pre-patch questing or pre-patch gaming is going great, man.
something, whatever your time is. I don't know. Just, plan that, work with it, and keep going. Just making a plan and leveling is really good. I'm personally doing a dungeon plan. I got my group of 5. I made a group chat. We're talking everything out. The dungeons we're doing, the questing, we're getting some pre-quests, we're getting stuff done. And just, we have a melee cleave, so we're just going to be pulling packs of 4, 5, 6 together, cleaving them down and continuing to go forward. And then we're obviously making sure we're geared with PvP gear and doing our best to make it as easy as we can. But I think just having expectations and what you guys are going to do laid out is really important for that, so you guys don't end up making a lot of people mad, losing some friendships, and just having people rage out. When you're grinding for hours and hours, you can have some really painful stuff. And another thing is make sure you get world buffs too. Whether you're using world buffs, consumes, stuff like that. All of that is questions that you should be thinking about and communicating with your team. Then the final tip I have for you guys is acquire as much gold as you possibly can going.
I just want to chime in before he talks about the gold, by the way, about the world buffs. If you are doing Hellfire Ramparts, you should probably rotate world buffs. If all 5 people pop their world buffs at the same time, you're going to be clearing ramparts way too fast. And unless Blizzard for some reason removes the 5 dungeons per hour cap, that means you're going to get capped incredibly fast on dungeons, and you will be able to do more than 5 ramparts, basically. So you might be capped in 40 minutes, which gives you a lot of downtime. So either have one person pop world buffs at a time, or simply skip Hellfire Ramparts and do Blood Furnace. I will say, if you're in a really good group, and you have melee cleave or spell cleave, and you all have good gear, you might even want to rotate world buffs in Blood Furnace as well, because once again, if all 5 people pop their world buffs, well, now suddenly you might be clearing the dungeon too fast. Also, if you all 5 pop world buffs and you make one mistake and you have a wipe, suddenly you lose all world buffs. By rotating, at least if you wipe, it's only minus 1 person with world buffs, so then you have another one popping. It's a safety mechanic as well, But it's mainly to avoid hitting the dungeon lockout of 5 per hour.
Into TBC, getting your 5,000 flying, it should be everybody's goal. I'd recommend leveling to 70 and then going back and doing the quests, because that will give it to you, and it's a good grind for epic flying, and epic flying will help you make tons more gold if you're a gatherer or navigating the world to farm things. It just makes you move so much faster, and is so much more valuable than a slow 60% flyer mount, because that is the base in TBC. So on top of earning a ton of gold, you guys can get your alts leveled up. The EXP nerf is really, really strong. So to give you an example, I'm seeing people that got it in 2 days, 10 hours, or 3 days played, and they are absolutely cranking. That was fresh characters from 0 all the way up, and that is really impressive. This druid that you see here, it took me 5 days and 20 hours, but I also did that back in Classic. We hit 60 with 50 minutes before the server went down for Prepatch, so it was a fun little journey. But Anyway, guys, those are really all the tips I have that you can be prepping for doing right.
Oh yeah, this is a druid he has been leveling, so he didn't even buy a boost on this guy. He just fully leveled this guy. Respect.
Now a lot of people are like, oh, I got my PvP gear. What the heck do I do now? Or they're
No
just
boosty
really
boy.
like, oh, Prepatch is boring. It's just PvP. There are so many things you can do to be ready and give yourself such an advantage going into TBC when the Dark Portal opens. Oh, and finally, if you haven't done it and you want that awesome tabard, go over to the Dark Portal, do that pre-quest, get this quest right here through the Dark Portal.
Wait. Go back 2 seconds, I need to see the follow-ups. Through the Dark Portal, arrival in Outland. Oh, okay, so that's like the quest chain. Through the Dark Portal.
Portal. Well, that's the quest once it opens, but you can go do the pre-patch quest right now at the Dark Portal and get a very cool tabard. So, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video.
Yeah, dude, I have not gotten that tabard, nor will I probably be bothered to. It's just, I don't care about cosmetics that much in Classic WoW, so I have Tabard of Flame. I think I got that one from basically shilling for Blizzard and buying their boost back in TBC the first time. I believe that's where it's from. I have no idea, to be fair. But I have a Tabard of Flame, so like if I ever care about cosmetics, I'll pop that one off and just show people that, hey, I pay money for this game. I'm a huge sellout. Let's go.
If you have anything you'd like to add, definitely drop them down below. And until next time, I'll see you later. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
I will say he's gotten a lot of gear in a really short time. He probably plays the game a lot like me, but damn, dude. Well played. He's looking really good and ready for TBC. The question now is it time to start another alt? Can I go? Level 1 more character, your druid is so ready for TBC anyway. Level 1 more, I dare you. Level up a Blood Elf Paladin. On stream, make it a leveling journey before TBC comes out, please do it. You know you want to, number 1, streaming content, but number 2, leveling in TBC's pre-patch is honestly amazing, so please do. Would be lovely. That's something that I'm intending on doing myself, for example, leveling 1 more character. I'm also doing some professional work, by the way, on this character right here. If anybody's doing mining in the TBC pre-patch, you can basically skill up mining only through smelting. So that's kinda cool. He already boosted a paladin. No, bro! Level 1 as well. Yeah, you can't just boost one. If you boost one, you have to, like, offset the damage you do to the game by buying the boost by leveling one as well. That is the only way boosting one is okay. But yeah, you can basically level up mining by simply smelting, which is what I'm doing right here, man. Just smelt, smelt, smelt. I have to send stuff away now, and then I'm going to go back to the PvP room. Actually, we're going to log on to the Paladin. Do some level 58 Battlegrounds. If anybody's doing Battlegrounds, if you want to do a Rother Basin and Warzone Gulch, I would heavily recommend staying at level 58 or 59 and doing it in those brackets, because it's much easier in those brackets, in my experience.